Hey, it's KiPlusThree and the place to be. And today I'm just basically talking about my problems with Dragon Ball Super in general. Just the series itself. Now, basically I have a couple things I want to go over, the ending and everything else. So I just want to go over the ending first. If you haven't seen the ending of Dragon Ball Super episode 131, go watch that now, then come back to this video because I'm going to spoil it obviously because I'm reviewing the entire series as a whole. So with the ending, right? It was a very predictable ending because it got to a point in the Tournament of Power where they all saw everybody getting erased and they all reacted to everybody else getting erased. And it came to a point where well, obviously they're going to bring them all back if they only have one wish. They had 2 or 3 wishes, then maybe it'd be like, oh, bring everyone back, or oh, erase Zeno so this can never happen again, or something like that. But there's only one wish. So that one wish obviously was going to be bring everyone back, and they did, so that's that. Anyway, so my thing with Dragon Ball Super is, right, it's not better than Z, and it never was going to be. And I'm biased, so I don't even think it's better than GT. But again, I'm really biased. I love GT. That's a different story. So yeah. So my problem with Dragon Ball Super, one of my main problems is it feigned on nostalgia like heavy. Like that was basically all they were doing. And I can pretty much tell that from the first arc, actually, the Battle of Gods arc with Beerus. So what they did was basically they brought back the old Pilaf trio, whatever, and pretty much brought everybody back. Boo, Piccolo, all just having a fun time. And then out of nowhere, a random god of destruction was like, "Hey, I'm gonna destroy your planet unless you bring me God Goku or something." And so instantly, they got Vegeta acting like a little a wussy or pussy, whatever, and having flashbacks of his father somehow bowing down to a god of destruction, which that sounds like just threw it in there just for nostalgia's sake, obviously, because they like fanning off nostalgia. And another reason, another whole series of example of that was the Future Trunks arc with Goku Black. That was basically like, hey, you guys like the Cell arc? I know you guys love the Cell arc. Well, guess what? We're going to give you the Cell arc, but we're going to make it to where Trunks has blue hair and the main villains are basically the same people. I mean, it's really, really bad. And then even in the Tournament of Power arc, they also did as well by bringing Frieza and 17 back. Like, they just went all out on fanning on nostalgia for their main attraction to the series, which it worked, obviously, and I was watching it, everyone else was watching it, but that was just my problem there. And before I go any further, I rated this series, like I say, 7 out of 10. I will explain why later on, but that's what my rating is of the series. And so, let's go back to Battle of Gods arc. So, with Beerus. So, Beerus, off rip, when they were describing him, was literally the strongest motherfucker in the entire world, universes ever to exist. Man can just sneeze and plans go away. Basically was Ultra Instinct for Ultra Instinct. And yeah, they were just gassing him up so much. And then clearly Goku was going to lose if he ever fought against him, which he did. But my thing is, yeah, I like the fact they were hyping up someone extremely strong like that. But they never built on it after the series. So, for example, in the Universe 6 arc, immediately after that, they never had Beerus fight again. In the Goku Black arc, they never had Beerus fight again. In the Tournament of Power arc, they never had Beerus fight ever again. So we can't really truly understand his power if he's never fighting. Unless that one fight he showed us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I like Beerus as a character, but they never really utilized him. They just treated him like one of the Kais, pretty much. Like, oh, I only work when there's something really important. Yeah, that's cool and all, but I want to see you fight, Beerus. Come on. You're a new character in the series that they've introduced. I want to see you fight. That was my main thing. And then, then conveniently just, place all 5 hands on Goku and he becomes a god. I guess the stipulations were because he's so highly trained and whatever that allowed him to ascend to become a god. But that whole stipulation, it should have been a little bit something more complicated, but that's a little gripe there. That's neither here or there. But yeah, that's basically my problem with the Battle of Gods arc. It's not really the arc itself I have a problem with. It's them not really implementing that arc in later the series. Like, for example, in Universe 6, right? So Universe 6 arc, when it was fighting against Universe 6 and 7, Champa and Beerus, whatever, they showed Goku's Kaioken times 20 effect with his Super Saiyan Blue form. That wasn't the form that he got in the Battle of Gods. No, that was the form he got when he trained with Beerus and just somebody just picked it up out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure they explained it kinda, but yeah, that's pretty much how I look at it right there. And yeah, like why didn't you try to implement that in the Universe 6 arc? That would have been pretty cool, seeing it back at whatever. I mean, Universe 6 arc felt like filler too. Like it really did. Vegeta, Botamo, not Champa, even Kaba, whatever. He felt like filler. It all felt like filler. And even the hit fights, like they were cool and all, but like if it wasn't in a tournament of power like setting, it would have been way cooler. Like if it just randomly ran up to him, like the settings, the background, like a whole different story compared to a tournament arc story, I'd be really way more hyped for that than this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, they had 2 tournament arcs in the entire series. Like 2 of them. That's kind of ridiculous. But and the fillers were, in my opinion, better than the entire series themselves. Like for example, Saiyaman activating Super Saiyan 2 and defeating that big ass monster, and basically like a movie scene. That touched me. It was really cool, really fucking cool. And then Bulma, her reacting or talking to the Almighty Answer God or whatever, that was also kind of cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like the fillers to me were way better implemented, way better written, everything than the main arcs. Because the main arcs looks like they were just trying to fight or do shit off nostalgia. Like, for example, the Goku Black arc. Now, that's basically carbon copy Goku. Except he's evil. They flex Super Saiyan 3 in that arc, like they do occasionally in almost every arc, against future Trunks. Which, why did it have to be Trunks? Why? We already had a Future Trunks arc, which was a really cool in the Cell Saga. Cell Saga was amazing. It's my favorite arc in Dragon Ball Z. But why did I have to do it back again? I don't. Goku Black was a terrible villain, mainly because he was a Masu itself. That whole thing right there was also really stupid. They could have done something else completely different. Like, I've seen theories of Goten Black. I mean, that would have been more plausible than what they actually did. You know? I just didn't like it overall. The only thing I liked about that Goku Black, whatever the fuck you call it, that arc was Vegito fusing and becoming Super Saiyan Blue Vegito for like 2 seconds. That was amazing. But seeing Trunks end it all, even though Vegito basically got him down to nothing, was kind of trash. Trunks took all the credit, but like, who cares? Who cares? Another huge problem, which I brought up in my last video, was them wasting literally every character in pretty much a series, except for the filler arcs. Like the one filler arc was like they met up for playing baseball or something, and it was showing like Yamcha like in a dead position, like how he died in the Cyberman Dragon Ball Z. That was funny, you know what I'm saying? Like they had Dragon Ball Z reference in the filler arc. That was pretty funny. But after that, they never used Yamcha. Used Krillin once. He was just fodder. I don't even know how he died or when he died. It would just happen so fast in the Tournament of Power. They had Android 18. Yeah, Android 18 go out pretty fast too. I think she sacrificed herself. Yeah, she did sacrifice herself. Okay, so never mind. She didn't go out pretty fast. She pretty much helped the series become how it ended. So, I mean, Android 18, okay, she's good. Piccolo died to a bug with his big ass ears. That's terrible. Piccolo was on par with 17. I think I said this in the last video too, but it bugged me so much. Piccolo was on par with 17 in the Cell Saga in Dragon Ball Z. Come to Tournament of Power, Piccolo was absolutely useless, and 17 is literally the strongest motherfucker in the series besides Jiren and Goku. Like, that's whatever. Goten and Trunks. Gotenks was an extremely vital part of the Majin Buu saga. They never used them. I mean, of course, you couldn't use them in tournament arcs because you can't use fusions in tournaments. So I guess that was the main reason why they didn't want to use them, because if it wasn't that as the case, like, for example, if it was like a Majin Buu, like, I'm going to destroy the entire world type fight, then they can whip out Gotenks again, throw them at them, do Super Saiyan God Gotenks for some reason. That'd be pretty cool, but they didn't do that. That's really trash. Tien and Chaozu, Tien for me, like the way they had him in Dragon Ball, how they built up the relationship with Goku, it made it seem like he was on par or going to be as strong as Goku. Dragon Ball Z clearly stated, nope, that's not going to happen. But they could have at least tried to develop Tien a little bit more, implement him at least in one other arc other than Tournament of Power arc. I think the Tournament of Power arc was pretty much them saying, hey, we are wasting all of these characters, so let's just try to throw them in there for nostalgia's sake once again, Z Fighters bring them back. But let's get eliminated as soon as possible so our main 5 guys can steal the show, yeah. But yeah, all those, it really irks me. But again, those are just the cons. There are many pros to Dragon Ball Super. Like, for example, the Vegito and Merge Zamasu fight, as short as it was, that was one of the most amazing fights in Dragon Ball Super I've seen. The Frieza and Goku pairing ending, that was also an amazing ending as well. Not necessarily the ending of Dragon Ball after that, but the how they outed Jiren was amazing. God of Destruction Topo, that one of my favorite characters as well. Like top 3 favorite characters in Tournament of Power. I'm trying to go through my moments. I honestly liked the Resurrection F arc with Frieza. Coming back in his golden form saying, yeah, I've been training for 6 months straight. And then look at this golden form. Like that's kind of cute, you know what I'm saying? Like he got his own god form and they got their own god forms. It was 2 against 1 though, so he got Mollywop, but that was pretty cool. Overall, like I said before, I gave this series a 7 out of 10. When I rewatched Dragon Ball Z and I watched it again, I gave it like an 8.5 out of 10. And then GT, I'm biased, so I really can't rate that. But yeah, that's my opinion on Super. Again, this is all just like a negative video, so if you want the positives or whatever, I guess I could do that, but that's not what I'm here about. There are many gripes about Super that just irk me so much about the show that I just had to let it out somehow, But yep, that's it. That's everything. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, just go ahead and hit up below and just let me know. And that's it. KiPlusThree's out of here. Peace.